Braindrain is the best prospect or chance for the survival of the contemporary nurse and midwife in Ghana. That is what we are going to look at. And so we are going to have the RM talking against the motion, right? Then the RGNs are talking for. They are speaking in support of that statement. So that is how it will go. Now this is the rules of the game, and we expect that you listen attentively. For each of you, we are going to give you 15 minutes for the first round. Each of you will have 5 minutes to make your points. You can decide that maybe your main speaker will take 10 minutes, then the rest of you will share the rest. It's up to the group, but it's 15 minutes. Now, when each of you make your point, then we have the second round where we are going to have the rebuttals, so that we have 10. We clamors 8 with a summary where you are going to have 5 minutes each. So in all, each of you is going to have 30 minutes. 30 minutes, but you have tens. You'll be doing it in tens. And this is how we are going to score you, so that as you are speaking, you can put down your score and cross-check with ours. And that is why we have your president here. He will be scoring at the same time, so that when we finish, the three of us will put our marks together, and then we see whether we have been fair in our scoring. So in the first place, we want to look at the various definitions that you will be coming up, and it will go for 2 marks. Then what are the contemporary issues that you are going to raise? That one, at least, you should give us 3 points, and it will go for 6 marks. Then the prospective nature of the brain drain. If you are able to raise 4 points, you are going to get 8 marks for that. Then we come to the rebuttals of ideas. So let's say these people speak, and these people want to pick from theirs to whether they will agree with them or disagree. And that one will also go for 4 marks. Then we have the supporting evidence. Give us evidence based, not orals. 4 marks. Then your time, if you are able to work within time, you are going to get 2 marks extra for that. Then we are also going to look at your mastery and your confidence level, your command, the ability to stand in front of all these people, and that one will also go for 4 marks. So that is how the scoring is going to be. On that note, we wish you all the best, and may the best team win the day.
But before the best team wins, we have Sister Sechi Sakwa as one of the judges. Applause for her. And then we have our very own Mr. Ejapong. A hot one for him. And then your own gentleman, Mr. Kwanzaa. Since I was young, and now I am old, I have never seen a debate that they tell you how you're going to be scored, what the topics will be. So this is going to be as transparent as the air. A round of applause for our judges.
So on that note, I think we'll hand over the microphone to our RM group. You are against. Okay. So we would like to hear from the RGNs. Shall we give them a hand? Shall we give them a hand? Level 100 representing RGN. Give them a hand for the bold decision that they have taken. Give them a hand for that privilege to represent represent the RGNs.
The chairperson, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol duly observed. I'm by the name Evelyn Dede Asari, a level 100 student offering RGN. Today, we embark on a critical discourse concerning a prevalent phenomenon in the healthcare sector. The topic before the House is brain drain is the best prospect for the survival of the contemporary nurse or midwife in Ghana. Before I begin, the chair permits me to explain some key technical words used in the motion for the clarity of all. Brain drain refers to the emigration of highly skilled and educated individuals from one country to another, usually to seek better job opportunities, higher salaries, or better living conditions. Survival, on the other hand, also refers to the act or process of staying alive or continuing to exist, particularly in the challenging or adverse conditions. Putting all together, the motion at hand simply means the migration of nurses and midwives to other countries is the best way to survive and thrive in their profession, which my team and I stand strongly for the motion. The chair. There is a global shortage of health workers, in particular nurses and midwives, who represent more than 50% of the current shortage in midwives in the health workers. The largest need-based shortage of nurses and midwives are in the Southeast Asia and Africa. Despite these findings from WHO, nurses and midwives in Africa emigrate in large numbers. A study according to Poku et al. 2023 showed that most specialized nurses are influenced by the economic, health system, and social factors for their emigration intention. Similar to the finding of this study are Jenkins 2016 and Komusana 2021, who reported that the emigration of health professionals posited that the immigration of health professionals stems from the multi-factor push or pull factors. They posited that specialized nurses' motivation to migrate is not limited to a single reason, but economic reasons, professional development, social concerns, health system, and political factors. Agreeing with the finding, Prescott and Nietzsche 2014 also reported that the emigration of specialized nurses is mostly influenced by pull or push economic logic, ostensibly improvised socioeconomic climate, which is poor salary structure, regarding work dynamics, penury living conditions, currency devaluation, joining families and friends, desire to experience working in a different environment, low professional satisfaction and fulfillment, and the influence of colonial connections have also been pointed out as possible causes of migration in Ghana. And this position is supported by Johnson et al. 2014 and Walton Robert et al. 2017. Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, among the above presented evidence, we would like to touch on economic factors, poor salary structure regarding work dynamics, penury living conditions, currency devaluation, and high cost of living. The cost of living in the country is expensive as compared to the salaries of nurses. For instance, a family of 4 is estimated to spend an amount of $1,743.1 per month. This amount equivalent to 740.9 Ghana cedis without rent. Per person is $490.70 US. This is also equivalent to 5,839.1 Ghana cedis without rent. A certificate nurse earns an amount of 1,300 per month. A diploma nurse earns between 1,600 and 1,800 per month. Graduates earn between 2,000 and 2,200 per month. The source is from GhanaWeb.com. From the above statistics, it means the salary of nurses is below the bar when comparing it with the cost of living in Ghana. Speaking to City News, Mrs. Perpetua Ofori Ampofu, the president for the GRNMA, said, "Nurses and health workers are not respected enough. The truth of the matter is that salaries of nurses and midwives is not best." Khan 2023, in a blog, stated best countries for nurses to work and live. Among them were Germany, United States of America, Denmark, Israel, Chile, to mention a few. No African country was included, and this certifies the fact that since the salaries and cost living are there to their subsistence, any opportunity for greener pastures abroad will be taken without hesitation, because nurses and midwives are paid on weekly basis. I repeat, paid on weekly basis, and also working overtime is awarded with additional money to wages. Chairperson, Ghana is known to be experiencing inadequate infrastructure, that is, inadequate gadgets for health care, inefficiency of personal protective equipment, and personal safety of nurses and midwives. This beats the idea of using the right tools for the right job. Hence, using improvised tools for work is a norm which defeats the infection prevention and disease prevention protocols in the health sector. This predisposes nurses and midwives to nosocomial infection, inadequate PPEs like gloves, nose masks, sanitizers, gowns. According to Africa Briefing by editorial staff on March 16, 2020, Ghanaian health workers have expressed their fears of being exposed to coronavirus due to the lack of protective equipment. Several doctors and nurses at the Ghana Premier Teaching Hospital told Africa Feeds that they might consider not working if tools needed for work were not provided as compared to hospitals and health facilities abroad, where they have the needed PPEs for nurses and midwives, making them secure to work. Again, the nurses and midwives in the Ghana lack the access of new technology, and this does not give the nurses the ability to explore and work to their fulfillment. Unlike the developed countries, every technology needs for work is available. Again, the chair. Political instability is another factor that induces the emigration of nurses and midwives in the country. In May 2014, nurses and midwives in Ghana embarked on a strike to demand better working conditions, improved salaries, and the payment of outstanding allowance. And even in the strike process, there were reports of violence and threats against the strike. During the strike, there were reports that tear gas were released, physical assault, and some were even arrested and placed behind bars just because they wanted the best for the noble profession. The strike taught us how unsafe nurses and midwives are in Ghana. Also, the instability when it comes to government decision on allowance payments also affect the economic stability of nurses and midwives. We all can bear witness that ex-President John Dramani Mahama cancelled the payment of the allowance to trainees when he was succeeded by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He reinstated the payment of the allowance but up to date, there are outstanding allowances which are yet to be paid to trainees. This makes us doubt the effectiveness and purpose of the allowance, because the main relevance of the allowance was to alleviate the economic pressure on the trainee nurse or midwife, and if it delays or has not been paid, will cause financial burden on nurses and midwives. It is important for government and healthcare institutions to ensure the safety and well-being of workers during strikes and political unrest. Providing a secure working and safe working environment is very important to retain nurses and midwives to be able to eliminate brain drain caused by security concerns. Lastly, the chair, social factors, that is, desire to experience working in a different environment and pull from family members. It is an undoubted fact that most African and for the fact Ghanaians will jump on the next train that leaves for the Western countries just to run away from corruption, disrespect from patients, and the level of unprofessionalism from other health professionals. Also, many experienced professionals seek to work in a different environment, which will give them a new experience. Asamini A. Ital, 2019. Attached is a document to back our claim. The version of WHO Sustainable Development Goal 3 on health and well-being, placing a demand worldwide to provide 9 million nurses and midwives by 2030, has escalated the production of nurses and midwives in Ghana over the last decade and has resulted in a drastic shift in the age structure of nurses and midwives. This demographic shift appears to have been without appropriate mechanisms for mentorship, which could adversely affect the quality of health care. The Nursing and Midwifery Youth Board has increased pressure on the administration of the steady leave policy of the Ghana health sector, hence stalling progress in the profession in the country. This has made abroad a lucrative place to go and further and progress the profession of their craft. The chair, all protocols duly observed. I hope and believe that with the well-elaborated points, you all will rally behind me and say that each best brain is the best. Thank you.
If you have something to add, quickly do that.
The chairperson, I am Bubune Agbito. I am presenting to you this evening the cost of living in Ghana. We all know that some years back, excuse me, I'm like being on the side of politics. Were going at the time of the late President Professor John Evans Atamos. And what is going on now in the state or the government under the ruling position of Nana Akufo-Addo, you can bear me witness that things have increased. Am I telling lies? Thank you. Those times, you can buy a ball of kenke for 70 pesos, but now you can bear me witness that it has become 5 Ghana cedis, and this 5 cedis, it wouldn't reach you. Secondly, you guys can bear me witness that a crate of egg can be bought as at that time at the price of 7 Ghana cedis. But now you buy a crate of egg at the price of 50 Ghana cedis. So relating all this high cost of living in the country and our salaries, you can't combine these things together. And you know that savings is very necessary to us as human beings. Am I telling lies? Please, as at the time of 2014, thank you. This patriotic song always warms my heart whenever I hear it. The chair, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, ladies and gentlemen. The motion before the House, Braindrain is the best prospect for the survival of contemporary nurses and midwife in Ghana. And I, Honorable Diana Edusenya, I stand strongly to speak against this motion. The Chair, before I proceed, permit me to explain some key points in this motion. Braindrain is the departure of professionals from one country, economic sector or field to another country, usually for better pay or living conditions. Prospect is synonymous to succeed. Survival means the state or fact of continuing to survive in spite of difficult situations. Contemporary can be replaced with what? Present or modern situations. The motion in its simplest form is the departure of professional, experienced nurses and midwives from Ghana to another country in search for better living conditions in the best for the survival of modern nurses and midwives. The Chair, my first argument against the motion is that there is shortage of experienced healthcare workers. The existing lack of healthcare personnel in Ghana is exacerbated by Braindrain. The exodus of qualified nurses and midwives creates a substantial hole in the healthcare system, resulting in greater workloads on subpar patients. The scarcity has significant influence on the survival and quality of healthcare services, especially in rural areas where access to healthcare is already limited. According to the AfricanBriefing.com, Ghana faces escalating nurse shortage as thousands seek opportunities abroad, and I tender this as an evidence. The Chair,
Another point worth considering is the investment losses. Ghana devotes significant resources to education, professional development, and infrastructure of nurses and midwives. These investments are not completely utilized when specialists leave the country, resulting in a loss of resources. This loss not only has an impact on healthcare system, but it also impedes the nation's general development and progress. Just imagine a poor family cracking stones just to take care of their poor son or daughter. And this poor son or daughter, in turn, will grow up in the youthful days, will tell the parent, because you are poor, I'm leaving you to another parent. How would you feel? My opponent, are you preaching this youthful desires to our people? Then I pray God turns you into a new leaf. The chair, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper. Another factor to address is reduced tension and motivation. The temptation of better working circumstances, and another fact to the temptation of better working circumstance, greater income, and a higher quality of life in other countries can demotivate nurses and among surviving healthcare professionals, adding to the shortage of trained staff. This negative impact on retention rates jeopardize the nursing and midwifery sector viability and growth. For instance, Adra for our nation. Then what happened to the Arise demands your devotion? Unite to oppose. The chair, panel of judges, the saddest part of this issue is that trained nurses and midwives with degree certificates, even masters, go outside country and do jobs they wouldn't have done if they were to be in their own country. How shameful that is. Cheers to patriotic nurses and midwives over here. The chairperson, Ghana is a country where democracy and free will reigns. If nurses and midwives are saying due to poor salary and working conditions, they are leaving the country, I wonder where they get that huge sum of money to write the eyelids, to buy their visas, to even buy their plane tickets. All this sum of huge monies could have been used to open small businesses and also can generate and people can be employed in this small business as part of your nursing business. That's why you are being taught entrepreneurship when you come to the nursing profession. If citizens in the so-called good salary countries had decided to leave, how would they have built their nation for you to have interest in? My opponents, think about it while you are still half range. The chairperson, it will be unfair to the House to conclude without stating the fact that brain drain is not the only chance for the modern nurse and midwife to survive. There are a lot of entrepreneurship opportunities here that can serve as a financial backup, but today's youth, sorry to say, are very lazy. They always want the soft life and easy route to prosperity. The chair, impartial panel of judges, arcade timekeeper, ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that the above stated point, my opponents have already accepted defeat. Therefore, I urge you all to rally behind my team, and I ask, as we speak against the motion, brain drain is the best prospect or chance for survival of contemporary nurses and midwives. Thank you.
then you will also come up with their points. So we are going second round, and that is 10 minutes.
I can see that most of you all are in support of my presidency. But I don't blame you, because I am prepared.
Moving from Ghana to outside, we are just going to benefit our own souls. Let me tell you, most of us here are in this school, and the reason behind them coming to do nurses is they want to travel outside to go and work. It is not a bad idea, but all that my opponents could have said is that when you go outside, kindly remind that you have a country behind. When you get the profits, use the profits to help your country. They also made mention of when nurses go outside or when people travel outside, they do work that when they are in their country, they don't do. My colleague was said something about when we go outside and work, we are being paid weekly. And the weekly amount before it comes, their expenses has already been deducted from their salary. So, which means any amount being given to them is their profits that they work. And when you are outside, you can work as Hello. When you are outside, you can work at 3 different workplaces within a without whether you are she made a comment like we are lazy. These youths are lazy. We are never lazy. We just want to work hard for the right amount of salary we deserve. Do we call that lazy? Working hard for the right amount of money you deserve, is that called laziness? How can you tell me I have no problem in working in my country as a nurse, then also have a side job as a tomato seller. It works, right? But then this is the country where almost every year we are taking loans, and then as we are taking the loans, things are increasing, prices are increasing. And to mind you all, if you don't know now, $1 rate is 15 cedis. So let's take you working at a supermarket abroad and you are earning $100 per 2 weeks. And when we calculate the $100 per 2 weeks, you are getting 1,500. That is just 2 weeks. But you work here at a provision store, same provision store, and all 1 month, you hardly get 500 cedis. Is that what we call employment? Is that what we call hard working? My opponent, I'm not against you with you trying to work hard for your country. We are not running away for our country. We are just wanting to get better, get the money we deserve to come back to our country to help by creating minor jobs to employ the unemployed in the house. Thank you. Hello.
Mr. Chairperson, my opponent's mention of better working circumstances. We don't have equipped laboratories. Am I telling lies? Thank you. We learn in school, like we learn these things in school that when we get to the lab, we don't see them. And moreover, you are skilled, like you've learned the train, like you've passed through the training, but yet still you are in the house. Is that thing called employment? My fellow students, is that employment? Thank you. And the question right here is, we all are here so that at the end of the day, we get posted and work as health officials. Is that not true? So, why is my opponent saying that? Why won't we try a whole entrepreneurship? Are we here for business? It's our main focus on business here. We are here to work as health officials. Thank you.
The chair would like to give a point here. Working in my country, we have so many hospitals in the country, Ghana, that lack equipment or facilities which they need. When we go to the various hospitals, teaching hospitals, the major hospitals we have in Ghana, there are lack of facilities that help with the ongoing of our health organization. So all I'm trying to say is that work becomes easy for us. We stay here and then governments don't sometimes think about the hospitals because the hospitals don't, especially going to Kolebu, for instance, and there are no beds for pregnant women to lie on. If I doubt, we can all search. Most pregnant women are being lied on the floor, and even they go on labor on the floor. Is that what we call staying in a country to help improve the country? All I'm trying to say is we don't hate our country. And we don't hate the idea of working for our country. We just want to go and better ourselves and come and help our country. And also, less professional workers, my colleague said. There are it's not like we don't have workers in the country. We have so many graduates. we have about 10,700 unemployed people in the country. I think that 2008. All these people are here. Most of them are professionals. Most of them are well educated, but they don't have the work to do. So it's not that we, the professionals, are going outside. And she made mention of how do we get money to travel? Staying in a country and you go and borrow, let's say, 2,000 from a bank. You use that 2,000 to start a business. When you start a business and prices are increasing, what profits do you get from the 2,000? Meanwhile, you can borrow that 2,000 to go and write the exams they are saying, and then when you go there, the profit you make is you can use that profit to pay the bank you borrowed from, and then you are good to go. Thank you.
I am speaking against the motion for the rebuttal. The chair, panel of judges, timekeeper, tutors present, fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Anastasia Edumia is my name. I stand to speak as a supporting speaker against the motion, I quote and unquote. Braindrain is the best prospect for the survival of the contemporary nurse or midwife in Ghana. The chair and the house, my principal speaker has already explained the motion, so I'll move on to my argument. The chair, please permit me to rebut some of the points my opponent said or made mention. My opponent made mention of inadequate resources on the ward. And let me ask you, are you not the same person when you go to the ward, return to steal the gloves, cannulas, infusion, and even when screen is portable, you will steal it? It can also be seen as a disadvantage from an economic perspective. When skilled personnel migrate their home countries, may experience a loss of expertise and talent, which can hinder local development and progress. This can lead to a shortage of skilled workers in certain fields, making it harder for the country to attract investment and stimulate economic growth. It's important for countries to find balance between benefiting from brain drain and ensuring retention and development of their own skilled workforce to sustain long-term economic prosperity. The chair, while knowledge and skill transfer can be seen as an advantage of the brain drain, therefore are also some potential disadvantages to consider. One disadvantage is the loss of expertise and talent from the home country. When skilled personnel migrate, their home country may experience shortage of skilled workers in certain fields, which can hinder local development and progress. Additionally, the brain drain can lead to a brain drain cycle.
where the loss of skilled personnel makes it harder for the country to attract and retain talent in the future. It is important for the country to find balance between benefiting from the knowledge transfer and ensuring the retention and development of their own skilled workforce. While Braindrain can create global network connection, some may see it as a disadvantage. When skilled personnel migrate, they may establish connections and collaboration in their new countries, which can lead to opportunities and advancements for their countries. However, this can also mean that the home country misses out of these connections and collaborations, potentially limiting its own growth and development. It's important to strike balance between benefiting from global network and ensuring that home and country can foster its own connections and collaboration. The chair, panel of judges, timekeeper, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I will not conclude without stating the fact that Braindrain creates global networks and connections. Some may see it as a disadvantage. When skilled personnel migrate, they may establish connections and collaborations in their new countries, which can lead to opportunities and advancements for those countries. What about our country, Ghana? However, this can also mean that the home country misses out of those connections and collaborations, potentially limiting its own growth and development. It's important to strike balance between ensuring that the home country can foster its own connection and collaboration. The chair, impartial panel of judges, timekeeper, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, by the look on their faces and how they are nodding their heads, it is a clear evidence of their defeat. Oh, how they wish to join us win. My dear, you are welcome to the winning team. As the saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. Thank you.
You still have 3 minutes.
The chair permits me to correct my opponent on one point. My opponent, you made mention of my points stating that a selfish point. But the explanation you gave, you made mention of you going outside the country to work in search of money, right? Come back. Are you going to give it to the government? You are going to build something for you and your family. Isn't that selfish? And also, you made mention of inadequate resources on the world. As a nurse, you made mention of fallible pregnant women lying on the floor and all those things. When you come professional adjustment, you are taught as a nurse to be skillful and creative. Where did I go? You can always do what? Improvise. Do we do that? No. And let me ask you a question. When you came for interview, we all said some. When you are being asked why you chose this noble profession, it's a what? Where did the person run to? Is the person you moving outside the country? Is the person saving lives have now turned into coming to nursing as a stepping stone to move outside the country? My opponent, I put this to you. Think about it. You are here to save lives, not to earn money. Thank you. pardon me to use a minute of my time to correct my opponent, because I think what I said earlier about the selfishness, she didn't get me well. When I said, I'm using myself as an example. When I go outside to go and work, and then I get the money I want or I get, I'm not going to use the money only on my family. I told you, if I have the good intentions that I'm going abroad to get the money, and I know my vision for coming back to my country, and for the better, I can still stay in that country and send all my family members there and we'll live their lives. But then I said that I will come back to my motherland, help my family, and use the rest of the profits to help the country by bringing up jobs that will help to employ the unemployed. Thank you. So, in summary to what we are discussing today, working in your country is not a bad idea, but also knowing that you stay in your country for 5 years before you get employed, and knowing that you can use that 5 years profitably by going to work in another man's country to get money to come and help your country is not a bad idea. Why don't you give it a try? And also, in professional adjustment, we learned that we have to compromise when we don't have the available resources, but then we can't compromise when there is no way we can use that. I don't know how you would understand it, but then all I'm trying to say is that when you can't compromise, just choose a better option. There are so many instances that nurses compromise and we end up killing our patients. So this evening, I stand here for the motion that Braindrain is the best prospect for the survival of the contemporariness of midwifery in Ghana. Thank you.
To acquire more modern skills. And thirdly, it's because of the high rate of living in the country. I hope you all will cope with me and agree that leaving the country is not a crime. Thank you.
For summary.
The chairperson, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, ladies
and gentlemen, I, whose Maya is half prime, the third speaker, to give the summary of our stand in support of the motion. The chair, from the point raised from the main speaker, investment, lost in one of the crucial points, I will elaborate first. Our country devotes significantly in investing in education and professional development, and at the end of our healthcare professionals leaving the country, we can say it creates or brings about resources as in human resource, which can help or assist in productivity, especially in the economic aspect. Again, another factor to address is to reduce retention and motivation. The temptation of better working circumstances, greater income and high quality of life demotivate nurses to stay in the country. These retention jeopardize their can-do spirit in our healthcare. It promotes patriotism in the country. The chair, Braindrain brings about the reduction of healthcare personnel in our country in the sense that when there is limited healthcare personnel, it increases the workload for the healthcare personnel. The chair, impartial panel of judges, timekeeper, honorable tutors, guests present, ladies and gentlemen, we can attest to the fact that our points are solid and evidence-based. By now, the result is already clear that victory is surely on our side. Since this is a competition, let us allow them to eat from the leftovers. After all, servants should pick up pieces from their masters. I repeat, let us allow them to eat from the leftovers of. After all, servants should pick up pieces from their masters. Thank you for the audience. I heard bars like "Arise Ghana Youth for your country." Then it wasn't long. It wasn't long. I heard bars like, "Are you with me? Give it up for me." Okay, so I heard bars like, "Are you listening?" Ekitamena woni bia metime passe. So that when they go, they can pass us once. And then they came to remind them that home sweet home. They came to remind them what they are here and why here. And then they came back to tell them. They came back to tell them. Say, and then you penny so nice from among where it's been exciting, isn't it? DJ, are you here? We want some pizza.
Let's have some silence. There will be time to congratulate them. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. Not too soon. We have come to the end of an exciting and thought-provoking debate. I have learned so much. Are we ready to hear the results?
Hey! Hello! Hello! Please, we need some silence in the auditorium. The place is hot, so keep quiet and let's hurry up and leave.
Okay, so I was telling you that I have learned lessons from this debate. And maybe after the results are released, I will know which of the lessons to take home. But the first lesson I learned was that when you can you back now with him, those who understand, when you can you back now with him, that is one lesson I learned. And the other one I learned was that Abusmaku Tresi or Kominya or the Brabra Biden. So at the end of the day, we are going to see which of the lessons I learned best. A round of applause for all our contestants. So I hand over to our honorable impartial judges to give us the verdict. But it doesn't matter the result. Let me move to the back and I'll come back. It doesn't matter the result. At the end of the day, gentlemen, go back. Men, oh men, I'm coming to you. Go back. At the end of the day, I want us to only sing one song. And I want to sing it with the gentlemen here. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be singing one song with my gentlemen here, and it goes like, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie. Let's take it together. Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie. Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie, Agwana yedie. Agrona yede, 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 agrona yede. Shall we please have some silence?
Okay. All right. The battle is over. And as unbiased and fair as we were as judges, we have the result breakdown here. We do the criterion for performance, and our contestants adhered strictly to that. So, with respect to the first criterion, definition, each group indicated clearly where they stand, whether they are for the motion or against the motion. And definition was clearly made from both groups.
With respect to contemporary issues, one group is our infection, lack of respect for midwives, political reasons, lack of technology in the health system, salary structure or wage structure, economic hardship, graduate unemployment, and then non-payment of allowance. Another group is midwives living aged and at home, weak care system, and then paying for travel expenses. Respect as we indicated in the criteria. One group indicated new experiences, use of technologies, and then return to help build Mother Ghana. Another group indicated jobs so loss of experience as in nurses. They also echoed about networking and collaboration among health professionals. With the rebuttal of ideas, one group indicated even because of unemployment, productivity aligns with salaries or wages, and then going to travel and make conditions better when they return. Another group aligned their point, this point, as follows. Limiting growth and development in Ghana, use of prospect for personal growth and development, stealing of resources from the various health facilities, which account for lack of resources in our various health systems. One group indicated deprived us of skilled persons. Then another group also indicated that we are going out there to work and come back to help Ghana. And then we are going to employ the unemployed ones with a prospect made from the foreign countries. When I'm supporting evidence, one group provided evidence to buttress the point that they are making. And another group provided some evidence with timely presentations or working or presenting within the time frame that was allocated. One group did well, another group also did somehow relatively well. Mastery and confidence of the concepts that we teased out for our debaters to speak to. One group demonstrated confidence and mastery of the concepts. Another group gave us or demonstrated a relative confidence and mastery of these concepts that we wanted them to talk about. So after taking note of these points as judges, we then scored accordingly. One group obtained a score of 2, another group obtained a score of 2 for the definition. For contemporary issues, we scored 6-2, 6-4 respectively. For prospective nature, per the point we outlined. For another group. For a battle of ideas, we scored 3 for one group and then 2 for another group. For supporting evidence, we gave 4-3 respectively for the 2 groups. And timely presentation was 1 and 2 respectively. For mastery and confidence, we scored 2.5 and 3 marks respectively for the 2 groups. Now, back to business. Let's make reference to the groups, the program type. and pronounce the result accordingly. For RGen, we scored definition 2, and for RM, we scored definition 2. For contemporary issues in nursing and midwifery, we scored 6 for RGen and then 4 for RM. I could see that is the RGens who are shouting and making noise, so -5. Because we made the rules clear. We've not declared the winner yet. Please, we have a long journey ahead of us. For prospective nature of the issue and how you talked about it futuristically, we scored 6 for RGen and 6 for RM. For a battle of ideas, we scored 3 for RGen and 2 for RM. For supporting evidence, we scored 4 marks for RGen and 3 marks for RM. For timely presentation, we scored RGen 1 mark and RM 2 marks. For mastery and confidence with respect to the concepts, we scored RM 3 marks and RGen 1/2 marks. For the individual scores for
from Bacano. The Dean of Students says the bus is there. As soon as this is over, move to the bus and then go home and celebrate. Thank you.
So the total score for RGen is 24.5. And the total score for RM is 22.